Well, good afternoon, everybody. A massive welcome to you all to our commencement exercises today. Fantastic student speeches. I mean, the way that you crafted those ideas together with the four colours. Can we give our speakers one more round of applause? So I want to start by thanking everybody whose hard work has gone into creating this very, very special day. And this year, with all of the drama of yesterday's typhoon, this was perhaps a more challenging graduation than most. I want to thank Ms. Nadozi and Kayo-san, who really have been the driving force behind our preparations, and also Mr. Davis, the facilities team, the IT team, all of the office staff, the homeroom teachers, the coordinators, and many, many others. Everyone really has worked so hard, real team, to make this a success, including, of course, our student planning committee and our parent planning committee, who worked for many, many months so that we could celebrate the class of 2023 in style. A big thank you to all of those people. Thank you. Of course, today is just one day, but it's a long time since our graduates started preschool. And they have benefited over that time from many dedicated staff, not just this year, but way back throughout their school days. Many of those staff are in the room today. Many others are watching online with the live stream. And so I want to ask, whether you're here in the gym or whether you are somewhere in the world watching on a live stream and you are a staff member that has supported students at NIS and this class, please, would all our staff please stand up and take our applause. Thank you to you all. Now, students don't often see the board in action because good governance works in the background. The job of the board is to make sure there's a stage on which the students can shine. Here at NIS, we are blessed to have a dedicated and talented board of directors and trustees. They're all volunteers. They all give their time and expertise to make sure that the class of 2023 had a great school from which to graduate. So could I please ask all of the members of the board who are able to be here today, please stand so that we can thank you. To the parents, the caregivers of our graduating seniors, a huge congratulations to you. Today is really, is it not, an incredibly special day. I'm sure that a small part of you never wanted this day to come. Time has flown by. I guess it's probably gone by quicker for you than it has for them. And now these once anxious little people who cried when you left them for their first day at preschool have transformed into these remarkable young adults ready to make an impact on the world. So to all of our parents and our caregivers here today, please stand. Congratulations on this very special day. Please stand. And now to the most important people, our graduating class. Congratulations, you did it. Isn't it fantastic to be back here in the gym to celebrate your graduation? Mr. Radcliffe just referred to COVID, and yes, when COVID hit, we needed to take all of our graduations outside to the Keith Dixon Field. And surprisingly, given yesterday's weather, by some kind of a miracle, we managed 3 years of sunshine and no rain, and we did have 3 beautiful ceremonies outside, but it wasn't the gym. Now we're back, we're home. There's a real significance in your class returning here to this space, the gym, the dolphin tank, for you to graduate from this same stage that was used for commencement ceremonies since before you were born. It's another signal that we're entering the post-pandemic world. We're back for the first time in 4 long, disrupted COVID years. And all 4 of those years were for you guys the 4 years of high school. You are the COVID generation. You were just starting your 2nd semester of high school when we started to learn about this strange new virus. All of a sudden, the world changed. And if you were here at NIS at that time, you might remember Miss Farrell calling you into the Commons to explain that you might have to work from home for a little while. Well, you went home, and the little while turned from days to weeks to months, and it ended up being the best part of the semester before we finally, slowly, cautiously came back to a very different campus. Your COVID high school years had begun. Your high school years were unlike those of any other before. Yeah, you studied hard, you learned a lot, no problem there, but high school is about much more than just passing exams. It's about embracing a journey to adulthood, with all the joys, the complexities, the challenges that this represents. And you had to do this without all of the things that previous graduating classes took for granted. Being here on campus, talking while you eat, competitive sports, retreats, learning trips, international adventures, concerts, plays, musicals, even proms, although you did make up for that last one a couple of weeks ago. The very fabric that weaves memories and traditions, those things were not a part of your high school years. At least they weren't as much a part of your high school years as they should have been. Fate did deal you a rough hand, and for that, I'm really sorry. Now at this point, you might be asking, why is Mr. Parr talking about something so depressing as COVID on our graduation day? Doesn't he understand that this is supposed to be a happy day and he's supposed to make a happy speech about happy things? Do you have to bear with me? I may appear to be slightly nuts, but there is something important I want to say. And the way that you dealt with COVID is important for me to prove my point. And my point is this: even though fate dealt you a tough hand, it didn't matter. It didn't stop you. You rose above it. You lived every moment like that white piece of paper. You shaped your own future. And now, here you are, ready to graduate. The same thing happened yesterday, actually, with that typhoon bearing down on us and only half a day to practice. You guys didn't skip a beat. You had fun. You learned the silly walk. You mastered the 45-degree angles. You even had time to celebrate with that wonderful lunch that the parents prepared for you. Fate dealt another bad hand, but you laughed in the face of fate, you got on with it, you delivered a great result. You embraced the moment. You seized the day. And of course, that's why it was no surprise to me at all that you chose that phrase for your class motto, Carpe Diem, seize the day. This class, perhaps more than any other class, really understands what that means. But I wonder, do you know where it comes from? It was written by the ancient Roman poet Horace in a collection of poems called the Odes. Carpe diem, seize the day, encapsulates a powerful philosophy. It's encouraged humans throughout time to embrace life's opportunities and live fully in the present. Carpe diem reminds us that time is fleeting, and we shouldn't delay in pursuing our passions, our dreams, and our goals. It tells us to savor the beauty of the here and now, to cherish our relationships, to find joy. The spirit of Carpe Diem is seen in cultures all around the world. The Day of the Dead Festival in Mexico, Songkran Festival in Thailand, Holy Festival of Color in India. Right here in Japan, you can find the spirit of Carpe Diem embodied in the celebrations of Hanami, a reminder that just like the cherry blossom, life is beautiful, but life is fleeting, and we should cherish every precious moment. However, what you might not know is that Carpe Diem is only a part of the original poem. The full line from the poem says, Carpe diem quam minimum credula postero, which roughly translated is not quite as uplifting. It means seize the day, but put as little trust as possible in the future. I'm really glad you didn't use the whole quote for your motto, because that doesn't represent who you are. When I reflect on how you embraced each and every day of those difficult COVID years, I can see that you seized the day not because you had no trust in tomorrow, but because it was in tomorrow that you had trust. You might be surprised to know it's 1,370 days since your first day of online school in 9th grade. And it is precisely because of how you seized each and every one of those 1,370 days that you are standing here, the incredible young adults that you have become. You're here today not by chance, but by design. Of course, it's true, there are no guarantees. There is fate. There are always things beyond our control. Things like a pandemic that turns the world upside down, or a typhoon that decides to visit Nagoya on graduation weekend. Fate will always deal us a hand. But for all of the risks in the world that are beyond our control, there are so many more that are absolutely in our control. How we take care of our health, who we choose to listen to, what we read, what we choose to learn, what we decide to do. All of these are small choices by themselves, but together they lay the pathway of a lifetime journey. Fate will sometimes be kind to you, sometimes it will not. But fate will always leave space in which your actions can be taken, actions you choose that will define your success. You are the COVID generation, but you didn't let COVID define you. You rose above it. You inquired, you inspired, you impacted, you included. To each and every one of you, congratulations. Today you become NIS alumni. You step out into the world to craft your journey. And as the years go by, and as you see more and more todays turn into your yesterdays, please never forget this day, the day of your graduation. And never forget the spirit of your motto, Carpe Diem. Never forget that the future is not something that happens to you, just as we learned in Yuki's speech. It's something that you create by seizing each and every day. And what you created here at NIS is something really quite magical. This is the true spirit of Carpe Diem. Honour guests, this is the class of 2023. This is the class of Carpe Diem. So I want everybody here to join me in seizing this day, seizing this moment, and giving them a huge round of applause.